The 3rd SS Panzer Division Totenkopf was an elite division of the Waffen-SS of Nazi Germany during World War II, formed from the personnel of the SS-Totenkopfverbände. Its name, Totenkopf, is German for Death's Head, the skull and crossbones symbol, and it is thus sometimes referred to as the Death's Head Division. The division was formed through the expansion of Kampfgruppe Eicke, a battle group named in keeping with German military practice, after its commander, Theodor Eicke. Most of the battle group's personnel had been transferred to the Waffen-SS from concentration camp guard units, which were known collectively as SS-Totenkopfverbände. Others were former members of the Selbstschutz. Key campaigns and battles. In February 1943, the division was moved back to the Eastern Front as part of Erich von Manstein's Army Group South. The division, as a part of SS Obergruppenführer Paul Hauser's 2nd SS Panzer Corps, took part in the Third Battle of Kharkov, blunting the Soviet offensive. During this campaign, Theodor Eicke was killed when his spotter aircraft was shot down. Hermann Priess succeeded Eicke as commander. The 2nd SS Panzer Corps, including the division, was then shifted north to take part in Operation Citadel, the offensive aimed at reducing the Kursk salient. It was during February 1943 that the 3rd SS Panzer Regiment received a company of Tiger I heavy tanks. The attack was launched on July 5, 1943, with the 2nd SS Panzer Corps attacking the southern flank of the salient as the spearhead for General Oberst Hermann Hoth's 4th Panzer Army. The division covered the advance on the left flank of the 2nd SS Panzer Corps, with the SS Division Leibstandarte forming the spearhead. With the advance slower than had been planned, Hauser ordered his 2nd SS Panzer Corps to split in two, with the Totenkopf crossing the Psel River northwards and then continuing on towards the town of Prokhorovka. By July 11th, elements of the division crossed the Psel and secured Kluchi.
In the afternoon of July 12th, near the village of Andreevka on the south bank of the Psel, the Soviet forces launched a major counterattack against the regiment and the division's battalion of assault guns during the Battle of Prokhorovka. Elements of the division engaged lead units of the 5th Guards Tank Army, halting the Soviet advance and inflicting severe damage to the Soviet forces, but at the cost of the majority of the division's remaining operational tanks. While the 2nd SS Panzer Corps had halted the Soviet counteroffensive, it had exhausted itself. Citadel was called off on July 14th. Retreat and re-equipment. Along with the SS Division Das Reich, the division was reassigned to General Karl Adolf Hollett's reformed 6th Army in southern Ukraine. The 6th Army was tasked with eliminating the Soviet bridgehead over the Mius River. The division was involved in heavy fighting over the next several weeks. During the July-August battles for Hill 213 and the town of Stepanovka, the division suffered heavy losses, and over the course of the campaign on the Mius Front, it suffered more casualties than it had during Operation Citadel. By the time the Soviet bridgehead was eliminated, the division had lost 1,500 troops. The Panzer Regiment was reduced to 20 tanks. The division was then moved north back to Kharkov. Along with Das Reich, Totenkopf took part in the battles to halt Operation Rumyantsev and to prevent the Soviet capture of the city. The city was abandoned on August 23rd due to the threats on the German flanks. In October 1943, the division was reformed as a panzer division. The Panzer Battalion was officially upgraded to a regiment, and the two motorized regiments were given the titles Theodor Eicke and Totenkopf. The division, along with other Axis formations, continued its retreat towards the Romanian border. By November, the division was engaged in fighting against the Red Army's attacks over the vital town of Kryvyi Rih to the west of the Dnieper. In January 1944, Totenkopf was still engaged in heavy defensive fighting east of the Dnieper Kryvyi Rih.
In February 1944, Totenkopf took part in the relief attempt of German troops encircled in the Korsun pocket. Despite heavy Soviet propaganda inducements, very few German soldiers and no Waffen-SS men in the cauldron had surrendered. Though most of the trapped men escaped, they had to leave nearly all of their heavy equipment, 300 tanks and assault guns, behind. These units had to be withdrawn for rest and near-complete re-equipping. Aftermath of Korsun. Both sides hailed the events at Korsun as a victory. Marshal Konev claimed to have inflicted 130,000 German casualties, but in reality there were only 30,000. The Soviets lost 80,188 men and 728 tanks. Soviet historian Sergei Smirnov described the victory at Korsun as the Stalingrad on the Dnieper, and the victory was hailed as a culmination of Soviet armored strength against the Wehrmacht. On the part of the Germans, the counterattack was depicted as a glorious success in which one group of brave German soldiers freed their equally heroic comrades who had been tracked in the pocket.